Good morning, I am Emerald Elnas from BSIT 4R2. Today I'm gonna show you my JApplet application. My JApplet application is called Preliminary Disease Diagnosis System. So what it does is gets your symptoms and then um, predicts or gives you possible diseases that you might have. So, okay, let's start. So, in my JApplet application, I've used swing components for my buttons, checkboxes, panels, um, and so on. I've also used array list, hash maps, and link hash map for temporary storage for my data. So, when the applet first starts, it will trigger this method, the init method. First, I have this populate diseases method, which will populate the diseases from my database. So I have this the appcon class. This class will connect me to the database. I'm just using a simple SQLite database for storage. So let's go back to my JApplet class. So in this, what's happening in this method is that it queries select all the name of these diseases, all the diseases in my database, and it will then save to my diseases hash map for temporary storage for faster retrieving of data than always connecting to the database and then querying again. So the next method is populate cat simps. What this means is that it will populate the categories with the symptoms inside that category. So here it will also just select all the categories. Then from that it will select all the symptoms where their category is equal to the category on the loop. So I have this loop so that every symptoms will be put into their own category, and then I will just put all those datas in my link hash map categories. The last one is initialize. So this initialize method is for let me find it first. So here it will just this is just the settings for the window size, the background color, the panels and content panes, and their colors, and the font, and so on. Okay, so let's start the JApplet application. So here is the main window of my JApplet application. In this side is the categories section or panel where the categories are listed. In the middle part is my symptoms panel where the checkboxes are the symptoms. And the third part is the results panel where the results will be shown after you start the diagnosis. So let's try it now. So let's start checking some symptoms. Okay. Okay, then start it. So here are your selected symptoms in this part, and here are the possible diseases that you might have. So these are really not that accurate since it's just preliminary. We're just doing some basic intersection between the selected symptoms together with the database diseases, the diseases in the database and their symptoms. So let's go back to here in the console. So here, as you can see, colds has 3 intersections with the input, and dengue has 4 intersections. So this means that it is most likely that the user has dengue. but it is not really that accurate or true. So so I recommend that you see the doctor for better diagnosis. Okay. So as you can see in my JApplet application, I have these custom fonts and custom check boxes. So these are just icons that I've found and then change it. So here are my checkboxes array, and every array I had a for loop, so that every array will have these checkboxes. Next is the font. So I've used a custom font which is Robototin. So every labels or every I've changed the font. And okay, so there's still a feature here that I haven't showed. So as you can see here, these possible diseases here can be clicked. So if you double click it, it will show the information for that disease, so colds. I've just put a sample here because it's for faster testing, and these are its symptoms in here. Okay, so if you want to restart, just just check some symptoms again and start diagnosing. Here it will update the selected symptoms and the possible diseases. Okay, I think that's all I've just done here are for loops for generating my buttons, my panels, and so here is the start button. So this one, so whenever the user clicks this, it will then start calculating or doing the computations of the possible diseases. Then it will just update my panels, and here is the computation happening. So then I will just add the results in my possible diseases array list. So here it is. Okay, so those other codes are just swing components. I've used a action listeners. Where are those? Like this, mouse click, and add action listener. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.